Hello, my name is Zoe Bell-Kanapaux. I am a 23-year-old author, and 2.5 years ago, my entire world was flipped on its head when my mother unexpectedly passed away. Today is August 30th, which would have marked my mother's 43rd birthday, so I thought, what a better way to celebrate that than to share 43 things that I wish I could tell my mom today. The first is that since you passed away, I know my place in this world. I know my mission in this world, and it's to help women who are in similar situations of domestic violence and to help them get out before it's too late. The second thing is that Lay's, the chip company, released a new flavor called Southern Sweet Heat Barbecue, and it's my favorite, and I think you really would have loved it. And I completely understand your Diet Pepsi obsession now. I cannot judge it all. Every day for the last 3 years, I've drank a Dr. Pepper. So, I can't judge at all. I'm in college. I'm in my second semester right now. I'm about almost halfway through my classes. Week 4 starts on Tuesday, so I'm almost done with my second semester of college. Cameron and I have celebrated our second, third, and fourth wedding anniversary since you passed away. And while I did love him with all of my heart the day that we got married, my capacity for love has grown so much since that day, and I love him now more than I ever loved him before, if that makes sense. This backdrop is actually a YouTube video that is playing. I picked it because you would have liked it, some nature shit like that. But an ad for Branson, Missouri just popped up, and you would not stop talking about Branson, Missouri, visiting, going like it's mini Vegas. You'll love it, Zoe, just go with me. And it's just so funny that that ad popped up as I'm filming this video. Cameron and I moved to Wichita Falls 2 years ago. We actually renewed our lease a month ago, so that was the 2-year anniversary of moving. And because we lived in Wichita Falls, we got to experience snow together 2 different times last winter. So it was so awesome, and it was so much fun playing in the snow, and you would have loved it. 2 months after you passed away, Cameron and I adopted this dog. He's a Chihuahua. He's a long-haired Chihuahua named Billy. And I love Billy dearly. I love him from the bottom of my heart. He's an excellent dog. However, he was developmentally delayed as a puppy, so he would eat shit out of his ass like it was soft serve ice cream. And no matter how many times we took him to the vet and tried behavioral therapy and various different things, he just didn't get it. He didn't get that he wasn't supposed to eat shit out of his ass. And even worse, with the behavioral therapies that we tried, he started to think we would tell him oh, don't do that when he was starting to eat it. He started to think we didn't want him to poop at all. So anytime he would walk in while he was going to the bathroom, because we had to keep him quarantined, he was way too small to be able to go outside. He didn't have any of his vaccines yet. So anytime we would come into the room to check on him, puppy him, whatever, he would stop going to the bathroom and cry because it hurt. Thank God he stopped doing that, though. He's great now. I have tried to learn how to knit 100 times, and I still can't figure it out. Something about the way that my hands are just not coordinating together, I just can't figure it out. They won't just work properly together to knit, and it's something I want so bad. I think Cameron's gonna go through a gym guy phase pretty soon. He's been kind of obsessed with working out. Every day I fall deeper and deeper into the grandma craft universe. Recently, I picked up plastic canvas crafts, which are like needlepoint, but for plastic canvas. Right now, I'm making Cameron a lunchbox, which I think he'll enjoy. As a baddie from the 2010s, you know how hard it is to resist the call of animal print. And recently, leopard print has been calling my name. Every time I need to buy something new, I'm checking if it comes in the leopard option. What have you done to me, lady? I have been working on the follow-up for my book, Crash, since before Crash was ever released. I finally have a draft that I think is the best work that I have ever done, and I think it will be the best work I have ever done, or I will ever do, so I'm a little nervous about releasing it, though I am incredibly proud of it. And if I'm being really honest, something that embarrasses me as an author is that there's a jump in writing style, comfortability, just betterness. There's a jump of better writing between each of my books, and that's a little bit embarrassing. But then I think about other people who have been career authors for decades, and their writing has changed over time, so why can't mine? I have been on mental health medication for the last 2 years, and it has been absolutely life-changing. I've been taking Lexapro body. I've been taking Lexapro, and now things aren't so difficult. What a crazy concept! Medication helps. There was this absolutely perfect movie that came out in January of 2025 called Nosferatu, and I would have forced you to go see it, and you would have hated it, and you would have held it over my head for years about how awful the movie was, when in reality you just didn't understand what was going on. I'm growing out my hair because of that movie. I've been growing it since January. It's actually quite long. The problem is it's kind of wavy, kind of curly sometimes, so doesn't really look like it's been growing that much. Since I've been growing my hair out, I get a little bit antsy every time I look at the scissors. Not really, but sometimes. So a few weeks back, I shaved my eyebrows off just to see how it would be. I cannot pull off that look at all. I look like an egg. Last semester was my first semester of college, and with my major, I have one math course that I have to take, and I already took it. It was statistics, but it made me cry every single night of the 8 weeks that I was in statistics. It was awful. I bought a Honda CR-V, and it is an absolutely excellent car. Everything about it you would have loved. It's high enough off the ground that you wouldn't freak out trying to get in and hurt yourself or whatever, and the shocks even all of the awful Texas roads out, so it's not like As of yesterday, I have been invited to 5 author-specific events, meaning events only open to authors, which is cool as shit. I want to include a list of recent slang that you would have used both inappropriately and incorrectly. Skibbity, gat, riz. How would you have even heard these words before I did? I wouldn't have known. But I think your favorite words from recent slang would be not skibbity, would be gat. I could hear you going around your house saying, "Oh, it's just because I've got this big old gat." And she would say that if other people who knew her are watching. She would say that. Every single day she would say that. But she would also say delulu, like nothing else. Anything would be delulu. Oh, this lady wants me to work overtime this week. She's fucking delulu if she thinks I'm gonna do that. And if you couldn't hear my mom saying that, you did not know my mom well enough. I own a semi-successful bookmark business. I don't do events all the time. I've gotten quite lazy with school. That's why it's only semi-successful. Recently, I've been doing some legitimate baking. Soft pretzels, bagels, cakes, bread, all of that shit I've been doing. Piggybacking off of the last one though, I did try to do a sourdough starter in my apartment, but I think my kitchen's way too humid. It doesn't have very good ventilation at all, and it was gross. I wasn't about it. I figured out the culprit in blackened seasoning that makes my throat close. It's time. Recently, I felt like there's this invisible push that's just making me move forward. I feel like everything in my brain has finally clicked, and instead of just running on a hamster wheel trying to figure out what to do, I'm actually on the path that I need to be on to reach my goals. I know my hair looks fabulous right now, but I get this little tuft of gray hair that grows right here. And once it gets to be like a significant amount, I am gonna separate it out when I dye my hair. Recently, I've been trying to think about some of my favorite memories that I have with you. One of my favorites, I've decided, is a moment that you were being tortured. We were at Six Flags with my dad, Doug, and my mom and my brother. My brother's not really like a ride guy. He's never really been a ride guy. So he kind of stayed off to the side, didn't really do anything. I really wanted to go on this ride called the Sky Screamer. It takes you up in the air and spins you around, and you're really only connected from like a little chain that just like falls down above your waist. Like, it doesn't even like clink in or anything. Actually, it does buckle in. It buckles one buckle. This is what it looks like. It is one of these rides, and when you get in it, if you've ever been in one, you know that it's just a little metal bar that connects to a little chain that goes through your crotch. So after you're barely buckled in and you only have like the chains to count on, you're taking about 500 feet in the sky, and then it spins you around. So naturally, no one in their right mind wanted to go with me, but I wanted to go so bad. So my mom, even though she's afraid of heights, decides, I'm gonna go on the Sky Screamer with Zoe so she doesn't have to sit by some random person, and you know, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. She keeps telling herself in line, it's gonna be fine. This isn't anything. I'm not afraid of heights like that. I'll be fine. She even gets out of line at one point and like almost shoves someone to get out of the line to go smoke a cigarette, and I see her in the designated smoking area that's a little like, I walk out of the line, I leave my brother, I see her in the designated smoking area, and she's puffing on the cigarette. I have never seen my mom that stressed out in her entire life. But she's sitting there, and when she comes back and she's like, oh yeah, no, nothing's going on, I'm fine, just needed a cigarette, I'm addicted, that's all. I think she literally said to me, Zoe, I have an addiction, I have to smoke, it's not because I'm stressed out. Like, honestly, who admits that they're addicted to smoking cigarettes over just saying like, yeah, I'm nervous for this ride? My mom is the only person. So we finally get like up to the front of the line, and of course I'm excited. I'm like vibrating with excitement. My mom's shaking like a little fucking chihuahua. She's shaking like my chihuahua Gary. Okay, where did he learn it from? Obviously her. So anyway, we get in, and she sees that it's only the little bar with the little tiny like seatbelt, and she's like, I hear her breathing through her teeth, and it is only a sound that you would hear out of my mom in a moment like this. We're not even 2 feet off the ground. Not even 2 feet off the ground. They lift you, they go, like you go straight for a long while before you ever start to turn. And we are 2 feet off the ground. She grabs the chain like I've never seen anyone grab anything. She is holding on for dear life. And she starts screaming, fuck, 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 fuck. I can't do this. I can't do this. Oh my God, why would you do this to me? Am I really that bad of a mother that you would force me onto this ride? Do you really fucking hate me that much? Do you really fucking hate me that much? Fuck, 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 I can't do this. It's too high. Get me off, get me off, get me. The entire time that we are on the ride. The entire time that we are on the ride, she's freaking out like this. And I'm having a ball. I'm having a ball. Not necessarily because she's freaking out, but because I wanted to ride this ride. I've ridden it before. I thought it was fun. So we get to the top, and it's about 500 feet in the sky. Maybe more, maybe less. But I look over, and if you've ever been to the Six Flags in Fiesta, Texas, you'll know that there's a ton of just like rock formations and like mountain ranges that they carved into, and or not mountain ranges, but like mountains that they carved into and stuff like that. So I look over this just beautiful piece of scenery, and I'm like, wow, it's so beautiful. And my mom, who has her hand around the chain on this side, gripping her face like no one's ever gripped their own face before, and she goes, oh wow, it is. No wonder you wanted to ride this ride. It is so pretty. And she immediately went back to fuck. My dad Doug had even taken a picture of us in the skyscraper, and so anytime my mom would say something about like courage or being strong enough to stand up against something, I'd send her a picture of the skyscraper. I am obsessed with tortoiseshell glasses. I don't think I'm ever going to get a different type of pair of glasses. This shape as well, I am all about it. Truly, if I've done anything these last couple of years, it's just solidify all of my preferences. I am so rigid in every single preference that I have. It is yes or no, black or white, 0 or 100. That's it. And by what I last just said, you might be able to imagine that I really hate change. If my apartment was a house, I would stay in my apartment forever. I would never move. I love this place so much, but it's an apartment and not a house, so I can't stay here forever. The last take I made of this one was a little mean. I turned 21. I actually am 23 now, but I don't really drink that much alcohol. I don't really feel the need to, and if anything, you've spurred me against it, so no worries there. You would be absolutely obsessed, just like I am, with the 99-cent salt and pepper shakers from Cracker Barrel. They are the perfect little trinket, I swear to God. And speaking of collectibles and things that I collect, my book collection is something that you would be very jealous of. It's huge. But you would have been able to grow your library because I would have introduced you to Friends of the Library sales, which is where I get a lot of my books. But they sell paperbacks for like 50 cents, and they sell hardcovers for like $1. And those are just like the prices on the first days of the sale. I write about you all the time, and no, it is not all negative. I've always been an artist. I've always been into art, but I've been making so much art recently. With multiple mediums. I've been, like I said, doing the needlepoint with the plastic canvas. I've also been making art out of condoms. I like to bedazzle them. I think it's a little bit funny. But also, some of the ones from the brand One that are usually in tattoo shops, they have all these cool little designs. So you can bedazzle the design with the clear little bedazzle beads. There is a tattoo artist that's 2 hours away from me that does tattoos with human remains, meaning like cremated remains. Like someone comes in with their dad's ashes and they mix the ashes into the ink. Not like, I don't know, whatever you were thinking. Anyway, I haven't asked anybody, I haven't told anybody that I want to do that with some of your ashes, because I'm not in the market for a tattoo. However, when I am in the market for a tattoo, I will be accosting every single one of our family members who deserve a choice in it. If I could ask you one thing right now, I think it would just be about the afterlife. I think I'd ask you if it exists. I think I'd ask you how it is, how it feels. I think I'd ask you a bunch of questions about things that I wouldn't know until I have to encounter them. Because that's really what parents do for kids. Like you as a kid, you ask your parent things that you haven't experienced yet, but you're scared about. So I would ask her about that. I didn't think I was gonna cry at all while filming this video, but I just wanted to say, happy birthday, Mom.
キュルキュルキュンキュルキュルキュン素直になれなくてもキュルキュルキュンキュルキュルキュンあったいな世界